Hello and good morning. Welcome to Monday Hit. We are going to work with the mobility ball today through all those niggly spots, essentially starting down at your feet and moving up into your hips and glutes. It's going to be maybe a little bit of a painful one, but hopefully in a good way, and something that you can just choose parts of. So if your feet are really tight, you can head on and do those just by themselves during the day, or if you're working, put a ball under your feet. So something that can be really adapted into your everyday life. With mobility, you don't need to do everything all the time. So you can choose the things that are most intense for you. So if you've done this before, you've done mobility with me before, you can start rolling out your feet, going for 5 seconds across. If not, we'll start together. So you will start with the ball out to the side of your foot. So make sure you can see it out to the side. You can do this with a golf ball or a hard cricket ball or something. Curl your toes over and move across 5 seconds. So you're rolling the ball across the inside of your foot. So if this was my foot, kind of curling my toes over and rolling it across that section there. So we're going 5 seconds 3 times. So you're right near the front of your foot. You're going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wait till you can see the ball out the inside of your foot. Lift your toes up and then come back to the outside again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Once you've done that 3 times, come to the middle of your foot. So you're shifting down. So now the ball's halfway down the outside of my foot. Curl your toes over and go again. Ooh. This will feel pretty intense for most people. Lift up and across. 3 here, so 5 seconds. Just try and breathe through any tight spots and don't put any more pressure on than needs to be. So shouldn't be more than a 6 out of 10. If it is, just back off a little bit. Then the last one is a bit tricky. We come really nice and close to the bottom of our foot. So as close as you can, but keeping your heel on the ground and press. They say that this is if you're a heel striker with runner or you wear high heels, this is where you'll really feel it. And last one. Ooh, some tight spots there for me. Change sides to the other one. So this one, you're starting on the outside of your foot again, nice close to the top, just underneath those bones, like the knuckles of your feet. So pressing down, curling over. Remember, one foot's probably going to be different to the other side. This one for me is much tighter and has a lot more ropey sections. So just taking your time and breathing through that. Last one at the top here. Whoa. Good. Shuffling down to the middle. Same thing, 5 seconds, 3 spots. If you've already finished, you might have gone a little bit too quickly, so just slow down. Really try and curl those toes over. And then last one, right down the bottom. 5 seconds here too. Whew. All kinds of funny facial expressions going on here. It's tough. Last one. Good. Okay, from there, we're going to move straight into toe sit. Ooh, I know this isn't one that we use the ball for, but it's a really good one to open up the space that we've just made. So tucking your toes under, sitting back into your toes, and then opening up through the bottom of the feet. We won't do this for as long today because we have a lot of exciting, fun mobility things to get through. So sitting back on your heels. Hold for another 30 seconds here, so we'll just go for a minute. Trying to keep those heels together, so don't let them splay out to the side. Sitting back down, last 20 seconds. Coming out there and just tapping your toes on the ground. You'll find some days you'll do this, it will be okay, and other days it'll be super tight. So just be wherever you are today. Okay, next up, we're moving on to the TFL. So that's a side structure of the hip that helps support the hip. It tends to get quite tight for most people if we don't release it. There's not really a lot of stretches that hit it in the same way that a ball release does. So this one's a really good one to have in your toolbox. So find your hip bone and then just place the ball directly underneath that section. From there, coming onto your side. So the ball should be in the spongy section below your hip bone rather than on any bone at all. And you might just be starting here, and that might be a lot for you for today. If it is so much that you've kind of gone like, oh, and you're not breathing and you've stopped, just stay there. All you need to do is sit on a spot and then move around and find a new spot. Wait till that relaxes and then find a new spot. So you just keep shuffling around. It's like looking for little gold nuggets of tightness. Otherwise, you can come down with me onto your side. You're supporting your weight with your back leg. And then what you're going to do is find a place where it's quite intense. So for me, that's a good spot there. Then I'm going to draw my knee into my chest and back out again. When you're coming out, just relax it gently on the ground to fully relax between each rep. 3 reps and then find a new spot. So all we're doing is finding an intense spot. If it's okay to move, and it might be quite challenging at the start, draw that knee in and back out 3 times. Now you can see I've shuffled a bit more onto my back, and you can go more on your side or your back. Just find wherever is tight for you. It's going to be different for everyone. You can also hear, probably because the mic's so close to my face right now, that my breathing kind of stops when I move my leg, which suggests that I might be a bit too tight to be doing the leg moving version today. So I might just hang out here, but if you're ready to, you can lift that leg up and bring it back out. So just find 1 or 2 more spots. Anyone else just hanging here, you can find 1 or 2 more spots as well. Shuffling around, wait till the intensity dissipates. Good, and we'll find that last spot. A couple of deep breaths. This is an intense one for me. And changing sides. Okay, so shuffling up onto the other side. Do that same thing where we find your hip bone and then just go directly underneath that into that squishy bit. Or the bit where there's muscle, that's it, all the way down if you can. Otherwise, feel free to stay up high. It's super intense and you will notice it's different side to side. So on this side, just finding the good spot for you and somewhere where it feels full on, but like you can still move. So for me, this feels a bit too intense to be doing the knees today. So I'm just going to hang out, finding one spot, wait until it dissipates and finding a new spot. But if it feels okay for you, bring that knee right up into your chest. Find 3 different spots with 3 reps. Really connect your breath to movement here, or lack of movement. Connect your breath to release. So breathing in, breathing out, and letting it go. Two more spots. Have a search whether it's on the side or more towards the back. You'll find out where it's more intense for you. Last spot there. 3 knees into chest if you can. This will differ on different days. If you do this 3 times a week, for a few weeks, it'll be so different after that. It's just amazing that first time you do it after a little while, how much tension we can hold in our hips. Okay, coming onto your back there. Let's move into glutes. So this one's a figure 4 stretch. So move in with your left leg over the top of your right into our standard figure 4 stretch, glute stretch. I'm going to pop this ball underneath your left glute, so your left bum cheek. So it's always the leg that's up is the leg that has the ball underneath it. Now you can just kind of roll around and you'll find little spots which are quite intense. Most people, I say, if you shift that left knee towards the ground, so you're kind of rocking your left knee to the side, you'll find a whole heap in that glute med, which is that outside part of your hip, if you're not finding any. But have a roll around, see if you can find somewhere that feels a little bit tight. And then once you've found one, like I have there, just back and forward for 5. So let's all do it together. 4, 5, side to side for 5. Really small movement. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then moving your hips around. 5 in one direction. 5 in the other direction. Good. And then finding a new spot. 4. Back and forward for 5. Side to side, really small movement. Round in one direction and round in the other direction. Let's find one more place on the glutes. Often you think, oh, there's actually not, there might not be too many sore spots. And then when you start doing this small movement, you'll feel it. So back and forward for 5, side to side, round and round. Good. Changing sides. So right side now. Right leg over the top. Remember, this side's going to be different. You're going to have different tight spots. Have a bit of a roll around. Mine are definitely more at the top of my glutes, kind of towards my lower back and out to the side. So you find different days, you have different sections. So back and forward for 5. Side to side. And circles. Back the other way. Ooh, find a new spot. We'll do 2 more spots just as you find them, move through those movements. You've got it now. One more. Take your time to find somewhere that's tight. Oh, well done. That's the intense part of this morning done. We're now going to move into the nice, more rejuvenating section. So you can just pop your ball to the side. We're going to go into a stretch. So opening up your hips, we're going to go into that box stretch. So one leg in and the other one over top, making sure that your knee is in line with your ankle. Or if this is too much for you, crossing your legs over and folding forward. Either way, you're trying to feel those outer hips. When I did my yoga course, I got asked to come up the front and be like, this is what tight hips look like. So if you're like me and your knees are really high, it's okay as long as you don't get any pain through your knees. So just rocking forward. I know some people can get these knees right down, but our hips are all made differently and we all have different loads of training and the way we sit during the day and all of that. So don't worry where you're at, as long as you're feeling it in your outer hips. Same thing, if you feel it more with your legs crossed, just leaning forward, do that. Good, we'll change sides. Not too long here, just kind of opening up some of the space that we created with that ball. Good. Finding the same on the other side. Slowly edging your weight forward and opening up. Good. Coming back out there. We're going to go into a wide-legged dragonfly here. So feet nice and wide. If this isn't for you, you can keep one leg in. So if we're going down to the right side first, you can just pull your left leg in and we'll go over the top. Otherwise, both legs out. Find some people might just drop through the hips. So we want to stay nice and far forward. So it's better to have that leg in if you need. Now really push that left hip down and away, opening up some space through that hip flexor. Bring that right arm down and then the left arm up and over the top. Trying to open up through the rib cage here. So rib cage opens up to the sky. Open out through these obliques in this section. You can use your arm to extend that, but try and make it not so much effort. From there, we're just going to open the ribs up to the sky and rotate them down. Just going to go 5 like this. So opening up, twisting down. And last one. And as you come down, just rotate your entire body towards your hamstring. Might feel it through your low back or just through your leg. Coming through center. And over to the other side. So remember, before we come nice and deep, just bring your right hand to your right hip and pull that tissue down and away. Bring the left elbow down. Right arm up and over the top. Remember, it will feel different on this side to the other side, or mine certainly does. Much tighter through this side. So just take each side as it comes without expectation or pushing. Let's go into those rotations for 5, opening up and curling down. Getting some movement through the thoracic and into our backs and hips. Good on the 5th one, facing down towards your leg. And coming back through center. Okay, doing well. So let's move next into your quads. So keeping this nice and relaxed, I'll give you 2 options. If you want the more intense mobility version today, you're going to go into couch stretch. Now, couch stretch is the one where you pad up your knee behind you. You pop it here nice and close to the wall, so it's right against the wall. And then step your other leg out in front of you there, coming all the way up. Right. This is quite an intense quad and hip flexor stretch. That's probably the best quad and hip flexor stretch I'd say you can do. It's more intensive though. Make sure you pad up your knee and jump into that one there. If you want a more restorative chill version for the morning, you're going to tuck your foot under and do half saddle. Same position, but not getting anywhere near as intensely into that quad and hip flexor, and you can kind of relax a bit more. So you can come down to the mat or be up against the wall. Either way, you're drawing your belly button in, tucking your hips under. I'm going to hang out here for a minute either side, opening up with the hip flexor and quad. You can pop your arm up to the sky or over your head. If you're on this couch stretch, just bring your arm up to the sky makes a big difference, stretching through that line of fascia. 30 seconds to go there. Try and relax wherever you are and make sure that you're not pushing past that 6 out of 10. If you've noticed that your breathing has stopped or is a bit jarred, just might need to come out a little bit further, not quite so deep. Good. And changing sides, whether couch stretch or this lying quad stretch. Good. 1 minute here. Just checking out and noticing if there's any differences between this side and the other. And then try to draw your belly button in and tuck your hips under, driving that hip bone forward. Moving to the last 30 seconds there. And then untucking. Now, we're going to go a slightly different sequence here than we would do, say, in yoga, because I want to make it a bit more of an invigorating stretch that you could do during the day so you're not completely knocked out or chilled out. I'm just going to go into the twist now. So let's pop right leg over left and then shift your hips over to the right, opening up through chest, shoulders, and low back. I'm just going to go 30 seconds each side. So a bit of an opening and rotation, especially after we've opened up the side of the hips. It's amazing how much everything in the body is, really interconnected. And when one thing gets stuck, something else compensates. So doing things like twists, where we're kind of moving the body through different ranges of motion, is so good. We use them all the time in everyday life, but maybe don't realize how much. And if we're stuck in that movement, we can get all kinds of pain. So pay attention here where you feel it in the twist. Coming back through center and changing sides. Just a couple of deep breaths this side left. Coming back through center. We're going to finish with a gate pose. We've done this one before in mobility. It's a good one to kind of wake you up and get you into the day, opening up through different parts of your body. So keep your right knee down. Your left one goes out to the side. My knees are a bit sensitive at the moment, but if you do need, feel free to double up the mat or pop a cushion underneath. You're going to have the right knee down. So your right arm's going to come down. You're a nice big opening stretch to the side. Coming back up, rotate and open up to the left. So left hand comes down, right hand overhead. Just 2 more each side. Big breath in. And last one. Good, changing sides. Let's get as much fresh oxygen in as we can and create as much space through the body. So ready? Left hand comes down, reach, hips forward, and then rotate over. One more to create that last bit of space before you go into the day. Well done. We're all done. Good on you for taking the time for your body today and making a bit more space. Definitely, if they were particularly tight for you for your hips, might be a bit sensitive tomorrow, like feel a little bit bruised. That's okay. Give it a day or two and then jump back into it again. Keep up the good work and I'll see you soon. Bye.